For those of you who don't know who I am, my name's Tony Gallo. I'm the president of the Lorain County Chamber of Commerce. But more importantly, as I have said before, today I'm the board chair of NOACC. So it's my honor to be, I think, hosting the third semi-annual meeting here at Kalahari. Board chairs before me only had to do 2. I'm looking at 3. And actually, I see beyond 3, and I'm looking at 4, I think, next year as well, too. So, but I want to thank everybody here at Kalahari. They do a great job. It is a nice place to actually hold this meeting, and that's why we're here again as well, too. So we also want to thank Steve Petty from New Age Media, who sends Matt to film all of our meetings, the Bright Star in the fall, as well as this one here at Kalahari. So it's a great way for us to keep track of what we've talked about in the past, and all of these are posted on the NOACC board, on the NOACC website. So if you do get a chance and you want to see what we've talked about in the past, or this one, or if you know anybody who was unable to attend today, they'll be able to actually watch this lovely 1.5-hour YouTube video and get caught up really fast. Let's see, what else do I have to do here? We want to welcome all of the chambers who are here today. Last count, I think we were somewhere around 39. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice full room. I think we're in a bigger room this year, but it's good to see that we're close to at least 39 chambers here today as well, too. So we appreciate everybody's effort to actually make it here today. I understand it was raining a little bit. I think I got in the building before it started to rain. Hopefully you guys didn't get too wet. We also want to thank our sponsor, University Hospitals Comp Care, for providing the $25 gas gift card to cover your travel expenses. You should have gotten that when you came in and you checked in. Don't lose it. I think in the past you've gotten it on the way out, but this time you've got it already. So try not to drop it. And Vicki, are they going to make a sponsorship message here? University Comp Care? Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes. Oh, I got off of my track here. I'm supposed to introduce the NOACC officers for 2014. Eileen Hawkins, who is our secretary. She's from Cuyahoga Valley Chamber. Eileen. Shirley Workman, who is our treasurer. She is from the West Akron and Southeast Board of Trade. We have Jerry Vespoli, one of our VPs, and she is from the Springfield Township. And Liz Manning, who's another VP. She's from the Rocky River Chamber. And yours truly, the NOACC chairman, who is me, from Lorain County Chamber of Commerce. I also want to introduce our vendors who are here today. I know we have Don Knife and Laura. I think I saw Laura walk in. Laura, welcome. From Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have Harry Senta from FedEx Partnership. I know Harry's here. There he is. Doug Broom from Independence Business Supply. I didn't see. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, welcome Jennifer from Benefits One Group. I had breakfast with her. University Hospitals Comp Care, Tarika Allen Bolden and Ann Grutner. And did I see Trent make it? No, Trent didn't make it either from Cloud9. So with that, I'm going to introduce Tarika Allen Bolden from University's Comp Care to give a sponsor message. See, if I just would have read down a little bit farther, Vicki, I would have seen that.
You're welcome. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting us back again this year. Oh, can you hear me now? Is that better? I'm not used to holding a microphone, and usually my voice carries loud enough, which it possibly will. But thank you again for inviting us back. Today I'm going to just kind of do a refresher on who University Comp Care is, what we do, what our role is. But before I go into my speech, I just want to say thank you to the ladies that are at our table today. We were talking and I heard raving reviews about University Hospital, the services that has been provided. So I definitely want to say just thanks, and you know, we have some kudos going on at our table about the services at University Hospital. So I just want to, again, I'm here with Ann Grutner. She's another account representative with University Hospital. And I want to go into who we are, and kind of what our role is. University Hospital is a managed care organization. You may hear the acronym thrown out, MCO. What we do is the medical management of medical management of workers' compensation for employers in the state of Ohio. Just to kind of give you a little bit of history, every company, organization has to have a managed care organization. This is something that is mandated by the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation. So you have to have one. If your company is small as maybe one employer to a very big company and you have 500 employees, you have to have a managed care organization. So that's what we do. We do the medical management aspect. Our role in the process is to make sure that if someone is injured on the job, we get them back to work as safe as possible and as soon as possible. That will entail making sure that they get proper treatment. So the process will go, let's say someone works for Independent Stamping and we were the managed care organization. What will happen is someone in HR, it could be the HR director, it could be the HR administrator, would give us a call and say, John Doe was injured today. They were walking into the building and that crazy snow we were having, took a spill coming into the building. And they would give us a call and let us know that. And what will happen is we would then obtain maybe an in-house incident report, and or we would contact the provider where they're going for treatment to let them know that someone from that company was coming for treatment, and we will make sure we get the supporting documentation needed to let the Bureau of Workers' Compensation know that that person has been injured. Once that process is done, and let's say they sprained their knee, fractured their elbow, it is possible that they may require treatment, services that will be needed for them to get back to work to doing their job. We have all registered nurses who would make sure that that injured worker would get the appropriate treatment that they needed to get them back to work. The other process that we do in reference to workers' compensation is make sure that injured workers do not have a bill once they're seeking treatment. Reason being is because most insurance companies won't pay that bill if they know it's workers' compensation. And if you're injured on the job, it should actually go through the process of being paid through workers' compensation. So once the Bureau of Workers' Compensation has made the decision and said, this claim is allowed, we feel that this is what's called a compensable claim, meaning this claim happened in result of their work-related injury, we're going to allow that claim. So then what we would do is make sure that that injured worker bill from that provider's office, hopefully they went to University Hospital, we'd make sure that that bill has been paid for them for their treatment that is needed. So just to kind of, those are some of the things that we do. We have a wide variety of services that extend past that, but that is usually the role of a managed care organization. Were there any questions just in reference to that part? Okay. For that, we definitely pride ourselves on customer service, making sure that our employers are satisfied with our services, injured workers, and providers. At this time, Monday will be what's called an open enrollment period. Open enrollment will start, it's April 28th to May 23rd. And that is the time that companies can reach out and pick a managed care organization, switch one if they want to, and they have that time period that they can switch or change or obtain one. So any of it you have questions in reference to open enrollment, there are folders that I have provided for you. It talks about some of our services, some of the facilities that allow injury care, and then we'll be also at the back table if you have any questions that you may want to get some more information on. And that concludes my speech for today. Thank you.
Just to echo what she said, to remind you that this open enrollment only happens once every 2 years, and it only happens in that window of opportunity from the 28th through the 23rd. So if you don't choose, it's going to be chosen for you, or you're going to stay where you are at. If you do want to change, now's the time to change, or at least start to change or to look into it. And obviously, this is something that University Comp Care wants you to promote to your chamber members, because obviously they all need to choose. So we appreciate their support of NOACC and our chambers. And if your chamber does not actually have one that you endorse, I would definitely seriously look at University Comp Care and help to benefit an organization that is benefiting NOACC, which in turn is benefiting all of our chambers as well too. So thank you, Tarika. Right now we need to accept the minutes from the October meeting. Hopefully everybody was at the October meeting at Cleveland Browns Stadium. We had a good turnout. It was a little darker than what this is, Matt. So hopefully if you do watch the old video, you just see a lot of darkness of me up there speaking. But we had a great time. I think it was the largest turnout that we had at one of our Bright Star events. And I know a lot of people were excited to actually take a tour through the Cleveland Browns Stadium. But right now we need to approve the minutes, or we're just going to approve them. Yeah. Yeah, everybody got a sample of them or a copy of them in the green folder that you received when you walked in today. So we're accepting them as is. And also in that green packet is the treasurer's report. If you have any questions on that, or you do want to see anything further on that, you can either contact Vicki or myself. And for the most part, things are still looking good. Nothing too unusual about the way things have been handled in the past. And I do want to point out that we handed out almost $55,000 last year. That $55,000 went to all the chambers in here, as well as some of the chambers that were unable to make it here today too. So a lot of the money and the whole reason NOACC exists, and the whole reason hopefully you join, is that your return on investment is worth it too. So we get some money, but we try to give as much of that money back to the chambers who need it far more than we do. So with that, I'm going to introduce the incomparable Vicki Hawk, who is the executive director of NOACC, and she's going to go over some more fun stuff.
Thanks, Tony. I am going to give up my first few minutes of time, though, because Don Knife was going to give an update on Anthem, and I heard that he's got to get out of here. Is that still true, Don, or can I go first? You sure? Okay. Anthem being one of our important vendors, sponsors, and I think it's you want to hear from them too. To reiterate what Tony has said, and also what Tarika said, we're not allowed to promote the MCO selection process, but on Monday morning you will be getting emails from our Tuesday afternoon, but soon you'll be getting emails about this whole process, and all your businesses out there are all going to start getting tons of mail, so you'll be getting phone calls, and there's always this question about who to choose, who should I promote. Feel free to call, ask. As Tarika said, you could talk to them. There are great MCOs in the state of Ohio, and the University Hospital, even though it's centered outside of Cleveland, they literally are working with people in Cincinnati. So, and that's true for those other MCOs. Everybody works across the state. So keep that in mind. It's something that your members are going to ask questions about. You might get one of those questions, so feel free, if you can't answer it, which I don't expect you to know that, feel free, they can either call me or call, if you have another MCO or our MCO, just feel free. They should ask what the questions are, because it's important to have a good MCO. So thank you again, Tarika, for your sponsorship, and we appreciate you being here. And those gas cards will go a long way, although gas is expensive these days. Okay, also in your packet today, you have the new Anthem literature. I'm so excited. We finally have something to give you. And it's actually doubly valuable, because on the other side, from the front side, is a listing of all the ancillary services, which we have, and hopefully Don will touch on it, some new discounts available. And I've had conversations with Anthem as healthcare reform is making its way across the country and changing people's lives. We think that the business owners may be starting to look at the dental, vision, those optional things that they may choose to offer to their people if some of their people are going, transitioning to another program, or maybe moving out of the chamber programs. So that's great information on the back. That's available available in a PDF form. I gave you all 50 copies today. If you want more, or if you already asked for more, feel free to take it. It saves me postage, so we can all save on those expenses. So feel free, just let us know that you're taking the extra quantity from here, because I know some of you in the room have asked for extra quantities, so that's available. The other thing I've been getting questions about is, oh, and by the way, down the road too, if you want more, if you want to hand it out at a meeting or membership packets, that's what chambers use it for. Since we do have an ongoing discount with Anthem for health insurance, it's critical that you have that available. Okay, the biggest other thing that everybody's asking about is the chamber marketing plans for 2014. We are getting those ready. We did have to accumulate the data from Anthem, which I'm still kind of getting. But once we have that, I'm expecting that I should be able to get it in the mail next week, the forms. Please fill out those forms if you want the money. I have chambers that ask later on in the year if they can take advantage of those forms, of the funds that are available to them. They can, but it really makes it a little bit better if we can focus on it at one time. We can get you the money that way sooner. We are capping it at a $2,500 limit this year because we'd like to use excess funds for viable events. So if there's an event that you want to host that's off the grid, please let us know, because it's possible that Anthem, if they approve, they might want to do it. And especially as we're doing healthcare reform presentations, we're going to continue to do them this year through the year, and even into the fall will be a great time to possibly have one, because your members are still confused by this, and they can talk to their brokers, which is good, but it may be helpful to have you, the chamber, present this information. So, and sometimes the chambers like to get together and host them in their area. I think that was all I was going to say about Anthem. Just quickly on some of the other benefits that I talked to you about in the past, and the 4 benefits I talked to you about really are the ones that generate revenue for your chamber. And so that's part of the reason why the chambers ask about this information. If you're not getting money from one of these vendors, then you could be. You could be getting more. There's chambers that are getting thousands of dollars, some just a little bit, but know that your members are saving money by utilizing any one of these benefits. That's the whole point of NOACC and us working together and negotiated benefits. It helps it's the marketing outreach for those vendors, but it also helps you save money for your members and hopefully make the membership more valuable. So workers' comp group rating program, starting over again. We turned the clock. They just finished the enrollment back in end of February, and we'll be starting I've already gotten my first packet in the mail from a competitor. So you'll know that you're going to be getting those, and your members are going to be getting those too. So we've distributed income to the chambers from that for participating in that program, and that program has some great potential, which we need to send more information out to you. Some chambers, by the way, work with more than one workers' comp program, and that's perfectly legitimate. Some may have a contract that say they're exclusive. We're not exclusive, so you can add us to your grid, and it just makes your chamber more valuable. Jennifer's here. She'd be happy to talk to you about it. They provide like penalty-rated services and just a whole range of unemployment consultation and things like that. A little bit, it's a full-service house, so to speak. Doug Broom is in here from Independent Business Supply. This is another one that they work nationally, and some chambers have programs with, say, Office Depot. I don't know if Chamber or Office Max still has one, but they have had in the past. Again, some chambers offer more than one program. I think it's worth it. I think the IBS is a outstanding program, and we have a new website that we will be sending out to everybody real soon that will make it even easier for your members to order online and interface with the company. So again, I have one chamber that went from earning $13 2 years ago to where she received a $900 check for just half the year. So she'll be getting another, or we're hoping even more than that. So it could be growing into the thousands for just one chamber. And really, it could be like a law firm and a couple of accounting firms. Those guys use so much paper. So keep that in mind. Refer people to that. The FedEx program. Where's Harry? Harry's in the room. Harry Senta, there he is over there. This is another outstanding program. The people that use FedEx, if they're not getting this discount, they're really missing the boat. My shining star continues to be the sign company in Lorain County. They save something like $3,000 or $4,000 every year that they've been in this program. And then the chamber pretty much makes a small percentage, but Tony's getting a check for like $300 just because they're saving money. So again, if FedEx is a viable opportunity for you, Harry's terrific and his team. Polly Gordon couldn't make it today, but they'd be happy to help set you up. Even if your chamber isn't set up, you need to be set up to get the residual. Your members can still have access to this, and it's all available to them. Sometimes chambers have an issue. They're not sure if they want to start something. Whatever. We can figure it all out together. But if you are set up, then you do get the residual. So, but your members do have access to this. And thank you, Harry, again, for all you've done. It's been a great program. I'm still excited about it. So just a quick mention that we do have our extra value program. It is a great opportunity for regional companies to get involved with NOACC and showcasing their offers and opportunities, discounts we're looking for, savings programs we're looking for the chamber members to make your membership in the chamber more valuable. So you may have one of those companies out there, refer them to us. There's a little process they go through, but we can get them in there and then start promoting them. I know I've had a couple of energy broker people who have been interested in that program, and so you might be seeing something from one of them these years. We are still hoping to work that out, but there are some good programs, some good brokers out there, so you may have another company in your area that would like to get involved in this kind of a distribution, because we are a good network. The last thing I just want to say is, as I've always told you, all the information, all the marketing materials, forms, ads, they're always available on the NOACC website. I can always email to you, but you can go shopping through them yourself. And almost everybody's doing an electronic newsletter these days, so it's easy enough to send out a form that way. Feel free, do it more than once. Put ads in your newsletters, because that's another way of reminding people about the value of their chamber membership. It's not just networking. We know networking is up here with everybody, but really the value added benefits really do add up, and tell them about it. I hope, Tony, I hope you tell people that your sign company is saving $3,000, because these are really important statistics. People want to know that their chamber is working for them and that we're all helping by doing it that way. Also, as I always said, get testimonials. Testimonials are your best way to, if besides you telling them, get the actual words out of their mouth. Sometimes I put words in people's mouths and I just ask them to sign off on it, but that's okay. It's okay, because they're kind of shy, but they're excited. So you just say, yeah, is that okay? And I'll write it down, and then I read it back to them. They say, yeah, you can say that, so do that. All right, I'm pretty much finished, because we have other great stuff to go into today. So again, thank you for being here. I'm always available to make a presentation at your chamber. Tony has done it a couple times. He's happy to do it. So if you need a NOACC person to come out to kind of explain the value of this relationship, please let us know. We'd be happy to do that. And thank you again for coming today. Thank you. Tony. Without this, I go like this.
Just to reiterate, she never puts words in my mouth. I make my own mistakes. But obviously, you can see that Vicki's very passionate about chambers. She's very passionate about NOACC, and we work hard from the board standpoint and everybody who's in here today to provide programs that are designed to save you money and designed to make your chamber actually benefit from being a part of NOACC. And this great little band of 125 chambers has seen a lot and changed a lot over the years, and we're still around, and we're still ticking, and we have a lot more juice left inside of us to actually still provide you with a reason to continue your membership in NOACC. And one of them still being Anthem. And if you get a chance, definitely read through this flyer. I know when Vicki handed it to me, I read it. I think it's great, especially for people who are confused about what the Affordable Care Act means, and there's not a day that goes by at my chamber that somebody doesn't call me up and question me about it. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Don Knife, who's probably got even more clarification, right, Don? As the ever-changing world of healthcare continues to change. So let's welcome Don Knife from Anthem.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Vicki. Thank you, Chambers, for inviting us out here today. I want to give just a quick update about Anthem Blue Cross. People have asked me if we're getting out of the chamber business because of healthcare reform. We are not getting out of the healthcare business, but we have made some modifications so that we're compliant with all of the healthcare reform rules. One of those, for example, is that the discount on 2 to 50, previously it was 4%. Going forward, the discount is now 1.4%. For groups of 50 to 500, the discount is 1%. That hasn't changed. That 1% discount was the same last year. The 1% discount on businesses from 50 to 500 is significant to you as a chamber member. A lot of those groups have premiums that will be in the millions of dollars. 1% savings to those members is a huge amount of dollar savings to them. Starting in January through June, as we have renewed groups, we've moved them from their old plans, their pre-healthcare renewal plans, onto healthcare reform plans, what are referred to as ACA plans. That's been required. It was required as part of healthcare reform. Starting in July, we are now going to renew them onto the plan that they're on, rather than forcing them onto a healthcare reform plan. This is part of that presidential executive order that if you like your plan, you can keep it. So starting in July, groups will be able to stay on the plan that they were on. The renewal they get will be for that plan that they were on. If they decide they want to move over and move to the healthcare reform plans, they can do so. But the default will be to leave them on their old plan. The discounts that we have on the handout that Vicki had, you can see going forward for Dental Prime and Complete, for 2 to 99 size groups, it's 4%. For groups of 100 to 500, it's 2%. The Smart Access Dental Plan for 2 to 50, the discount's 4%. And for Blueview Vision, the discount for 2 to 500 size groups is 15%. There'll be additional discounts on life and disability. We don't have those worked out yet, but we'll have those shortly, and we'll communicate those to the marketplace. One final comment on Live Health Online. Live Health Online is available to all Anthem subscribers except for those on HRA plans. It's available to you regardless of your group size, regardless of your funding arrangement, and it allows you to do a virtual doctor visit. All you have to have is a computer with a webcam or an iPad or an iPod or an iPhone, and you would connect with a doctor online for a doctor visit. The cost to you for doing that is the same as your office visit. So if you have an Anthem plan with a $25 office visit, it costs $25 for that virtual office visit with the doctor. You can choose doctors when you log on to that site. There may be several doctors listed. You can choose among those. You can discuss your health with them. If they need to write you a prescription, they can do it. You can pick it up then at your local drugstore. The example that always comes to mind with this is we had somebody in our office who woke up on a Saturday morning with a rash or a pink eye, I forget what it was, but she called the doc, she went online, did the virtual doctor office visit, picked up the prescription, and did all of that within an hour on a Saturday morning, this is the kind of thing that you can do with this technology. The doctors that we have are certified by Anthem, they're credentialed by Anthem, they go through the same process of credentialing that we do with any of our other doctors. And again, it's available to everyone. If you have family members that are not an Anthem enrollee, this is available to them at a cost of $50. So, thanks everybody.
So you might want to consider the same type of a thing for your chamber, where your chamber members can get a hold of you on a Saturday morning by clicking on a thing, and you could talk to them about the problems that they're having. Just the future, future. Virtual chamber, yes, exactly. Maybe we just invented that, Vicki. The Join Your Chamber campaign. This has been an ongoing, project of NOACC for at least the last 5 years, where we have gone out of our way to help promote joining chambers in general, not any particular chamber, but just join a chamber. And NOACC has seen a lot of good press from this. we focused on it so that no matter what business or area that either an ad or this little logo with the Join Your Local Chamber campaign that we have used over the last couple of years, they know to join their local chamber and that it benefits the community in which that chamber is located. So, you know, there's so much you hear about the dollars being spent locally. Well, that's a real thing. So obviously, the more our chamber members realize that as a chamber we're trying to promote dollars being spent within our community, the better off everybody is, and it's a win-win-win situation. So let's fast forward to earlier this year when one of my board members said, hey, I think you and I should go to lunch and meet this guy named Keith Latour from Save Local Now. Well, I don't know how your board is, but when one of my board members tells me I'm supposed to go to lunch with him, I go to lunch with him. So as it turns out, Save Local Now rang a bell. I couldn't remember why it rang a bell, probably because Vicky's been talking about it for the last 2 years. So we finally got together, had lunch, and that's what brings us here today, or at least what a little bit of our focus is going to be on today, which is the Save Local Now campaign that NOACC is going to present to the chamber. So with that, I think I'm going to introduce Keith to come up and give you a little introduction to what Save Local Now is all about. You're probably going to need to use it from that. So.
Yes, you need this? Sorry, I like to walk and talk, and I use my hands a lot. But my name's Keith Latour. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Save Local Now. And thank you, Tony. I'm glad you were forced to have lunch with me. But ultimately, I want to introduce you to Save Local Now. 2.5 years ago, actually, I was looking through past emails with Vicky, and I sat down with her at Panera and Independence, and I remember talking, and I said, listen, we've really developed this cool this cool platform for chambers of commerce. We want to focus there. We want to partner with chambers of commerce to really deliver local businesses the tools they need to connect in a digital world. And it has to be easy, it has to be fast, and most importantly, it has to be free. So we started there, and Vicky said, Keith, I really love this. I'm going to introduce you to the board. In 30 days, we're going to have an answer for you. 2.5 years later, we are pleased to announce a partnership with NOACC. So let me tell you a little bit about Save Local Now. Born and raised in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. Local guy, local company. We started here. I'm from Chagrin. I served on the board of your hometown, Chagrin Falls. Not exactly a chamber, but a nonprofit focusing on supporting local merchants and providing value. And so basically the idea struck, how can we help chambers of commerce fight the biggest value, or the biggest challenge they have is creating value with their membership? How can we stimulate the local economies? How can we help local businesses do more business in a digital world? Because that's where it's going. You read all the statistics, 60% of consumers now carry smartphones. That's even higher these days. My mother and father walk around with their smartphones and have more apps on their phones than I do right now. So that's the world we're living in. But we also, it's not just about apps, it's about what's happening today and what we can do to impact that for every single local business. So bottom line, we empower chambers of commerce, grow local business, and help communities thrive. Our bread and butter, one digital platform, 9 member benefits. So this is an overview, and we're going to take a little deep dive in here just to show you what this actually works and how easy it is. But let's just start with, everybody's sort of like a Groupon, right? Deal of the day. Local businesses use them. Guess what Groupon takes? 30 to 50% of the revenue. Save Local Now takes 0. Every single benefit on this platform is free to your members and free to you as chambers. Paid for by NOACC. Yeah, exactly. I didn't realize I was the one announcing that. Sorry. Welcome. Anyways, but again, event marketing. Again, the ability for local business to log in, control their own content, and push events out to every single platform. Email marketing. We've all heard of Constant Contact or MailChimp. Complicated services that cost your members money, right? We made it faster, easier, more simple to send email campaigns and reach their customers. iPhone and Android apps. Again, talking about apps, all the information that they enter is pushed directly into all iPhone, iOS, and Android devices. Search engine optimization, you guys know what that is? Finding you on Google, right? Getting you top-ranked searches. I'm going to exit the presentation right now, and I'm going to pull up one thing real quick just to show you what we do. Santa Clara, California is one of our chambers of commerce. If we type into, you're in Google, yeah. Sorry. Local deals, Santa Clara. Deals. I'm not trying to be that specific. But look what's number one. Above Groupon, above Living Social. This is what we do, and we do this for every member business. We don't just provide search engine optimization. And what this is going to take us to, if we click on that, and this is what we do. Focuses on Santa Clara, California, not on Save Local Now. Our brand disappears, and it focuses on the Chamber of Commerce. It promotes them in the deals that are created by their businesses. Every single deal, if we scroll down, event, everything in here. Vicky, what are you watching on your computer? All of this information right here, all those images, all these deals, all these events created by businesses. This happens in every single chamber. Right now we have over 60 chambers and now 50,000 businesses actually. I actually backtracked. 50,000 businesses using Save Local Now right now. This is happening in every single chamber across the country. So let's back to the presentation, but I just wanted to give you a real live example. So what we're doing, not only for your Chamber of Commerce, is making you the focal point, but also making your businesses the focal point. The other thing, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, everybody knows it. Easily integratable, one-click social media through Save Local Now. The most important thing that we do is we take all these services and we bundle them in one place where they have to log in, and that's it. And the cool thing is we provide analytics on everything. We tell your businesses and you, most importantly your businesses, where people are looking at them, whether they found them on an iPhone app, on an Android app, how many people found them, their campaigns that they run, the deals and events, how popular were they, how much reach did they have. Those are the things that we tell you. And then as a chamber, we tell you all that information. We break that down for you. Every single week you get an email from us that says, here's what just happened. Imagine being able to walk into every chamber member and say, hey, you didn't even log in to Save Local Now, but guess what? Here, you're now on the first page of Google search. Or here, 700 people have seen you this week. Why don't you take the time to create a deal? Use this as a promotional tool. So 3 questions. They're probably familiar to you guys. From a member, what have you done for me lately? Anybody ever get that question? You know, how are you creating value for me today? Second question, from a non-member, why should I join the chamber? Right? And by the way, Anthem benefit, great. We joined the chamber for, for that benefit. Warrensville Heights Chamber of Commerce. And the third one, how do we create more non-dues revenue? And this is kind of the secret sauce too. It's not just about creating value for your members. It's not just about attracting new members. We also have a non-dues revenue component here that we'll talk about. So the one answer we like to say is Save Local Now. Members will thank you. It happens. The chambers that we work with, it happens. They thank the chamber execs for Save Local Now. Thank you for giving me a tool to promote myself. Non-members will want you. We will work with you to help you promote this to non-members in your community to say, hey, this is what Save Local Now is, join the chamber. We put together the promotional materials. We put together everything for you and brand it to your chamber so that you can distribute it and say, hey, join this chamber because of Save Local Now. And your board will give you a raise because we will give you a new source of non-dues revenue. So ask me about modern hair designers. And I want to give you an example because a lot of people in this room are probably saying, well, my chamber's different. My chamber's not that technical. They're not tech savvy. They're not going to get onto this thing. That's not going to work. Sorry. Every single chamber of commerce, we have 50% or greater penetration rate with our members. It's that easy. And guess what? We do all the training for them. You don't. So modern hair designers. This is a hair salon in Clintonville, Wisconsin. All right? They walked into their Chamber of Commerce and said, I want to do an email marketing campaign. What can I do? We're thinking about Constant Contact. They said, no, use Save Local Now. We just signed an agreement with them. Let us show you how to do it. These ladies didn't even have a website, still don't even have a website. Don't even have Facebook. Went in, used our email marketing campaign, and created 10,000 impressions in 2 weeks. That's how powerful Save Local Now can be. And Sandy, the one with the kind of headdress on it, I don't know if you can see that in the middle, is the owner. We sent her a $100 gift card just saying, hey, thanks for allowing us to use you in this. And we're going to present this at a convention we were at California. And she said, I'm going to California? We said, oh, no, just enjoy your $100 gift card. But long story short, this is the kind of success we create. If you think your members won't do it or don't want it, you're wrong. They do, and they will use it. Real chamber, real results. Another example of a chamber. I can't tell you the name of it, but I can tell you they're in Wisconsin. I can tell you they're a town of 4,000 people. okay? In that town in 30 days. And it's kind of hard to see just because of the lighting in here, but this is the kind of reporting that you get as a chamber. This chamber saw 40,000 impressions, 40,000 eyeballs on their chamber landing page, through the iPhone app, through emails, and through everything else. 568 campaigns were created by their businesses. 400 businesses in this community, 30 days. That's how easy it is. That's why your member is going to come on. And you can see the breakdown. The one on the far left is iPhone, 2,300 people. Android, 3,500 people. Browser is still the biggest, 32,000. Most people, we still live in a search society. People are searching for information. So that's why we focus a lot of our energy on search engine optimization, but it's still available through the iPhone and the Android app. Okay. And we even guarantee it. We have a 6-month money-back guarantee. Not that it's coming out of your pocket, thanks to NOACC again, but we actually guarantee success. And if you're not happy, we give your money back. In no time, members will be able to create their own promotional campaigns, manage their own email marketing, and easily track results. So we're going to show you how it's done real quick. Just to prove to you, we're going to do a quick live demo, which never works. So not from ours, but you just know how live demos go, right? So here's what happens. What we do, we send your member an email that says, hey, welcome to Save Local Now. You're going to love this. Here's how you do it. Just log in. Here's your username and password. They log in. First thing they see is that they're already getting impressions just from being listed on our website, okay? Click into the business profile. We ask you for an Excel spreadsheet. This is all you have to do. Excel spreadsheet and a high-res logo. There's the first issue we've had right now. We got logged out. So the 2 requirements we asked for a Chamber of Commerce when they launched with us. Tony actually has recently launched with us. I was just pulling statistics for Tony, and in the last 22 days, 30 businesses have logged in. We have only launched to how many businesses? 30 champions, roughly? Yeah, 30 champions. All of them logged in and already updated their business profile. 22 have created some activity, which means they've entered keywords, categories, everything else. No twisting their arms, just us doing what we've learned over the last 3 years of really engaging with businesses. All right, so when you send us an Excel spreadsheet, basically you're going to send us the business name, address, the information that you have. We're going to drop that in here. Inspiration by Grace is the business's name. You can pick any image that you want. The business can go in there. We actually are building a relationship with Getty Images, so they can actually access images through Getty, millions of images to load into Save Local Now. They can put a business description about their business, so type in a little description, Grace. Hi, Keith. Perfect. Hi, Grace. Address is already preloaded. Hours of operation. They can enter their hours of operation, how it's set up, and everything else. And then categories and keywords. We have a category tree of millions of categories to really allow those businesses to identify themselves and say who they are, what they do. And those businesses, then that information is what we take and push out to the Googles and the Bings and all the search engines in the world. They can also add all their own keywords. So all of this stuff is tagged and pushed out to Google and Bing. So once that's done, they can review their profile. And that's it. It's up. It's there. Hi, Keith. It's live with digital mapping right to that business. All the categories that they entered and the ability for people who come here to share it through Facebook, Twitter, Google. And by the way, we talked about non-dues revenue. See these pillars on the side? These are real advertisers on Save Local Now in Santa Clara. Guess what? Your medium to larger businesses in each of your communities are going to say, I want to be on here because I want local digital impressions. That's what people are looking for right now, today. And we create value there, and we have formulas for you. And we do all the work there, too. So, again, sponsor recognition. We'll go back into our... so let's go actually create a deal. So a business, they're all set up there. Great, let's create a promotion. It lists all their active deals. So if they've actually created a promotion, they can see them right there. Anything they haven't created, instead of deleting those things that they created, we just make them inactive. They can set the timelines of how long those deals run, how much they can manipulate them however they want. And if they want to turn them back on, like they did a great 4th of July promotion, well, next year all I do is click activate, and it's back up. All right? So let's create one real quick, Grace. Free Bloody Marys, maybe. Yes. So we're using Vicky's computer, but you mind us grabbing an image, Vicky? I hope you don't have anything, too. Oh. It's just bright. Well, that's no fun, Grace. All right, perfect. So all it is, just like you would send an email as an attachment, boom, you've got an image in there. They can actually take a picture with their phone and take a picture of it. If they're having a special at a restaurant, they can take a picture of their phone and upload it right into here. All right, description. Hey, free drinks, I buy the first one. At least one, yeah, whatever. You could bold it. Then you can also go to this little color wheel over here to differentiate your deal. And you could say, oh, I like this color better. Associate with the colors of your businesses, everything that you want. You can add a button. The other thing that we do is we look at Save Local Now as a way for consumers to come into the business and the business to tell them where they want to go. Okay, so a custom button. So every business can say now, hey, I want them to go to my menu. I want them to go to my Facebook page. I want them to go to my blog. Whatever the case may be, that business now has the ability to direct them wherever they want to go. So boom, set up a custom link and it goes right there. All right, set the valid dates and then create the deal type. So join the party is what Grace said in here. You can let this run for as long or as short as possible, and then select a deal type. Is it a food or drink? Activities. Again, search engine optimization. Publish this deal. Now I've been talking for what, 90 seconds, right? Do you think anybody can? You think you guys can handle this? You think your members can handle this? Now let's click on Facebook. Automatically, everything we just created is populated in there and pushed immediately to the Facebook page. Share that link. Click on it. And there we go, Drinks with Keith. And because we populated the Save Local Now logo is why that American Airlines is popping in there. But Drinks with Keith, already created. Now let's pull up the app. And this is just our app viewer. Again, I encourage all of you to download the Save Local Now app and see what is available on it. This isn't our technology, so we're always hoping that it works. But again, it's a great way to view it. You can actually view online. Download the app, Save Local Now. It's a free app. And you can access all the deals and events from and see all the chambers of commerce and what they're doing out there successfully right now. So load it in here, find your location, everything is geo-targeted. And there's that deal we created, automatically populated, all the information about it with directions and a phone number to your business and a link to join the party to wherever that business wants to take them. So imagine the consumers walking around your hometown saying, okay, I want to see where I can get a free drink, where I can get a happy hour special, where I can get anything. They can download Save Local Now app, find it on their phone, and then find all the information about that business. That's the power of Save Local Now. That's what NOACC and why NOACC partner with us, to give you guys a valuable benefit for your businesses and allow them to connect with consumers. And that's what we do. Yes? Yep. That's exactly it. So a business, we don't expect every business to create deals and events. You have businesses that aren't going to do deals and events. Some businesses won't do email marketing, though 80% of them do. We also have the ability for, and my partner hates when I do this, announce new products before they're actually out there. But actually it's basically a news service where businesses are going to be able to send any information they want. So if they just want to say Happy Friday or a joke of the day, doesn't have to be a deal or event, just something to communicate with their customers, they're going to be able to do it. But most importantly, every single business, if they never touch Save Local Now, they're going to benefit from the search engine optimization that we're doing, okay? And you're going to be able to show them this because you're going to have real-time analytics on every single business in your chamber. Not just your own, but every single business, and guess what? They're going to get an email from us every week that says, hey, here's what your campaign reach was. And every time that renewal comes up, and guess what? This is exclusive to Chambers of Commerce, and I didn't make this point strong enough. If you're not a member of the chamber, you don't get Save Local Now. There's no way to go around the chamber and say, oh, well, I'll pay you $29.99 to get Save Local Now each month. No. If they're not a member, as soon as they do not renew or don't pay that dues bill, all you do is deactivate them. We don't delete anybody because we know they're going to get smart and come back. So you click deactivate, and they disappear from Save Local Now and stop benefiting from the service. And then when they come back, all you do is click is activate, and they're right back on. So let's go back to the PowerPoint, and I promise I'm going to wrap up here. But again, we guarantee it, being able to create these campaigns and in no time, and we do the one-on-one training. Grace is actually a member of our member of engagement team, and she's a member engagement specialist. She sits not only to train on how to use this system, but how to schedule campaigns. What kind of promotions are working? We take all the combined input of all the chambers that we work with, and we actually bring it to you through our blog and tell you about what's effective, what's not effective, what are the marketing trends, all that information, and push that to you and your members. So, and it's your move. So 10 NOACC chambers will be added, launched every month through Save Local Now. And all you have to do is let Vicki or Jerry, Jerry Vespoli, if you don't know her, you will get to know her. Because Jerry, the one thing that's critical here is we know this is a lot to throw at you, but what we wanted to have was a real ambassador. Somebody that's out there going to be working hand in hand with you and with your members to really promote this and make it work for you. So Jerry, as a board member of NOACC, is actually going to be doing that for you and is going to be your direct contact to help you through this launch process, as well as the entire team at Save Local Now. So again, you could reserve your spot right now. I think we already have a couple reserved for the first month, but over the next 18 months, we'll be rolling this out, and we're so excited to do it. I thank you for your time today. I thank Vicki, I thank Tony so much, and Liz, and Shirley, I saw you somewhere around here. Yes, and the Academy. We're so excited for this partnership, let's get rolling. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Oh yeah. And actually, while he was talking, I downloaded it to my phone. So I didn't have the app on my phone, so now I'm officially on there. So, and it took only a couple of minutes, so you guys can do that as well too. So with that, we wanted to kind of make a big deal out of this because on behalf of all the chambers, all 125 NOACC chambers, we are pleased to actually present a check to Save Local Now on your behalf for $20,000 to start this kickoff. So with that, I'm going to give Keith the check there, and yeah. It's made to Save Local Now, not to Keith. So, it just shows you the commitment that NOACC has in our chambers of commerce and to the NOACC organization. So, wouldn't have been possible without the hard work of the board, meeting with Keith and going back and forth. But we feel like it's a really good way to reach out to our members and benefit the chamber, and we have great hopes for this. So. Thanks, Keith, and we look forward to a long and lasting relationship with you, and Vicki wants to talk.
Just briefly, the chambers in this room are going to be first in line, okay? That's why I urge so many people to get here. They could be knocking at our door, but only the ones that are in this room will go first. And there are definitely, yes. Thank you. Now, they do have a constraint. It'll be 10 a month, so it'll be in line. And I imagine some people might want to go back to their board and get approval, but really, I don't know who would not want to approve this. So I would still say get in line. Your names will be on this attendance list, and so you will be first, but you do have to let us know that you want it. And we do have 3 people who have already made reservations, and I knew they were coming today, so they get it. Should I tell them? No, I won't tell anybody. Just keep checking the website. You'll see.
All right, so with this, I'm going to turn it over to Jerry Vespoli, and she's going to talk a little bit about some chamber business lists and how this all could interact with the Save Local Now.
Absolutely. Wow, so just so y'all know, we can roll out 10 a month. We can do more if the NOACC board says, go ahead, go for it. And if Save Local Now, which they have a fantastic member engagement team in their back office. So if they say yes and the board says yes, we can roll out more. But I have 12 in line right now. So we'll be doing the first 10, the first people who I'm glad y'all ran up to me because you're in. And we'll get them rolled out as fast as we can. And like I said, there's a great team on the back end. So we'll talk a little bit about, well, first of all, not all of you know me and know my background. So Keith and I are a match made in heaven. Vicki and I are kind of the same, one person. Vicki introduced me to Keith, about 6 months ago. And I have been introduced to so many products and services throughout the years in my work with small businesses. When I started my business in 1999, I worked exclusively with mom and pop style businesses, and I grew to love them because they love you when you do stuff for them. They're the kind of people that when you visit their location, they hug you after you do something for their business, and they pay you for it, but they hug you too. So those are the kind of businesses I've always loved working with, and chambers are where those businesses go to get the support that they need, and they do need the most support because they're the most resource challenged, just like you chambers of commerce. We are all resource challenged as well. So I've worked with those small businesses since 1999. I also ran the Broadview Heights Chamber for a couple of years. I was the volunteer president for the Brecksville Chamber for a couple of years. I've produced, 10 local Chamber of Commerce and related business expos over the years, developed many Chamber of Commerce products. So when I'm introduced to a new product, and I've been introduced to many over the years, I'm very skeptical, just like all of you are very skeptical. I come from the chamber world, I come from the small business world. Everybody is knocking on your door all the time, and I am the world's biggest skeptic. So when Vicki introduced me to Keith, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna listen. But I'll tell you what, Keith and I are so like-minded, we hit it off right away, and the reason is, his philosophy is similar to mine. Collaboration, and he didn't mention this, but this is all about the power of scale. So you can all have an individual chamber app, and it's going to get about as many eyeballs on it as your chamber website gets, and we know how that goes. We would love to have tens of thousands of views on our chamber sites, but that's not realistic, and the chamber app is probably going to get even less because people just frankly aren't searching for that. But they are going to the web and they're searching for local deals, and you saw how that worked, and that brings your chamber up. So the power of the collaborative effort of NOACC is that now all of you will have those chamber sites up, and everyone looking for local deals, the more we have up there in each of our individual local chambers, the more well-indexed all of our businesses and all of our chambers will be. So it is a wonderful use of the power of scale, and that's what my business has always been about, collaboration. So when I met Keith, I thought, man, this is the best tool for collaborating, for helping the chambers come together on a huge project that's going to do three things. And when we sent you the invitation, we talked about these three things: growth, retention, and non-dues revenue. And I abbreviated it on the tables. Some of you have a card on your table that says NDR. I hope you know what that means, non-dues revenue. So with that, I don't want to take up too much time talking. We all know the benefits. What we hope to do today, with the last, half an hour that we have, is on your tables, there's 6 of them, 2 of them don't have cards. You have either an NDR card, a growth card, or a retention card. And you have one idea that came from the CCEO or that illustrates the benefit, growth, retention, and NDR of the integrated marketing platform that Save Local Now gives you. There are also blank cards on your tables. If everyone would move to one of the 6 tables, just take a chair and move. There are blank cards on the tables. What we'd like you to do with the last half an hour or so is write down your best idea for growth, non-dues revenue, or retention, and talk about it. Write any explanation you need on the back. We're going to collect those. We're going to put them together in a big list because we told you we really want to NOACC as a group. We want to focus on those 3 most important things, growth, retention, and NDR. And to do that, we're going to get your ideas. We have Save Local Now, which is one of the best ways that you can grow, retain members, and earn non-dues revenue. And then you all have many more. There were a few from the CCEO. If you write those down, we'll collect them. We're going to send out that whole list and let you vote on them. And then we're going to do as much as we can as NOACC to help you get them moving. And again, with regard to Save Local Now, and I know a bunch of you came up to me, give me a call. I am on the NOACC website. I can email you my personal information. Let me know what your time schedules are like, and I will be out to see all of you and to help you get up on the platform. The other thing we promised on the card, just real briefly, and I don't know if Carrie, you can flip over. We talked about the complete business list that you would need. And I'll just touch on that briefly. If we can go look at, it is, nope, it's a PDF. There you go. All right. What I've pulled up here is actually the Garfield Heights Chambers, the beginning of her list. We would love to print these things out for you, but there are 10,000 pages in this PDF for Northern Ohio. And just to illustrate how powerful the growth potential is for our chambers, there are over 500,000 businesses in Northern Ohio alone, just in our area. And if all of the chambers that belong to NOACC, all 125 chambers, have an average of 300 business members each, and we know that's probably high. That's an average. I know Tony's chamber has 600. Some of you have more. Some of you have way fewer. But if each of you have an average of 300 members, that's less than 10% of all the Northern Ohio businesses. 500,000, that represents a little over 30,000 that we have as a group. So the growth potential is enormous. And how do you grow? How do you get that? How do you get those new members? Well, first you have to identify them. So we're going to help you do that. So this list that you're looking at here, this is directly from the state of Ohio, and the state of Ohio provides these lists for free. I don't know if all of you know that, but I'm going to give you a way to get those lists if you want them. I can also pull them for you and email them to you. But the state of Ohio list is just names. So you would then have to know where they are in your community, and many of you do, and find their phone number, their contact information another way, and give them a call and get them on board. So now if we can flip over to, there is a, let's see, library site. There you go. Go up to Reference USA. Stay on that one just briefly so I can show people. Every local library system has a free database lookup resource. Some of you may already know that. This is Cuyahoga County's, and all you need is a library card and a digital login, and you can go on and access their database. And if you go to the next tab, I've logged in, and this is the Reference USA database where you can actually look up businesses by name. You can get complete contact information, phone numbers, owners, marketing directors, anything that they store. And you can also look it up by class of trade. So if you wanted to see all the retail businesses on a certain street, you can do that. So you can drill down to get whatever information you want. And again, as part of the Join Your Local Chamber campaign through Save Local Now, I'm going to be helping you do that when we roll out the platform at your chamber so that we can use that platform, leverage that platform to bring on new members. You can do it yourself. You can get it for free. I will also help you with that. And Tony can attest, you know, he's launched. One of the first things I did with Tony is sent him a list of 100 businesses that are non-members that he and I together will discuss a strategy for bringing on board or for at least communicating the Save Local Now platform to, okay? All right, so with that, that was the list. Again, if you want a copy of your part of the list, I'll give you my contact information. You can email me. Flip over, there's one more tab that I wanted to show everyone just in case they're tech savvy and they want to use it. I think, let's see, it was an FTP site, state.oh, just alt tab through them. Can you alt tab and it'll come up? Okay, I keep going. Sorry. There it is. Okay. All right. So this is the state of Ohio's website, and they actually update their lists, and not many people know this, but you can go to their FTP site and you'll see it says free publications, active businesses. I believe they update this quarterly. You can also call the Secretary of State's office, and I'm going to work with them. I've asked them to send me all the new businesses every month, and I subscribe to that, and I can separate those and send those out to any chamber who wants them. Or you can subscribe yourself. Comes to you via email. They overwrite that file every month, so if you don't download it during that month, you lose it and the next month replaces it. But you can always go to this active business list, which is enormous, so you have to have a pretty powerful computer. Mine downloaded it, no problem. But it is all of the state of Ohio active businesses, and it's in an Excel file, and it contains basically the business name, the address, city, state, zip code, and if they have it, a good contact name. Okay, not all the information, but it gives you an idea of what's in your area. And certainly the new businesses are a great list to have, and they're free from the state. So let me know if you need help with that. Okay, so everybody move to a table that has a placard on it that says NDR growth or retention, and talk about your best ideas for those 3 things, and we'll collect them. And if you have any questions, find me. Okay, thank you.
So please don't leave because your input is valuable to the others at your table. So don't think you don't have any good ideas, because you probably do. And sharing them, just like we've done at the CCO conference, is the best way to learn. We don't steal ideas from each other, we benchmark them. So we have a list of ideas to share also, but we want to get your ideas first. So please stay, and we'll adjourn by 11, but please stay. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey guys, I know some people need to get out of here right at 11. So I want to thank everybody for coming as usual, and thanks for participating so much in the roundtables. I know obviously you're more than welcome to stay, get another cup of coffee, and take it from there. I just want to remind everybody we did choose a date for the Indians get together. There's a flyer in your packet. It's against the Yankees this year. Most of you know I'm a big baseball fan. So this is what the flyer looks like. Make sure you sign up and promote it. It's Wednesday, July 9th. Remember, this is Derek Jeter's last year. We're expecting a big turnout this year. I only have 125 seats reserved. If we need more than that, then we'll be able to contact the Indians and try and get more. Other than that, remember, Bright Stars is in the fall. We're going to choose a location for that pretty soon. And if you didn't already, contact Jerry. She's still walking around getting some information from the chambers that are interested in getting signed up for the Save Local Now. Again, thanks to Vicki, thanks to Keith and his crew for coming out here today. Thanks to our board. Without the volunteerism of our board, we wouldn't be able to put this together. And Vicki wants to thank a couple of people as well.
Tony, thank you to Tony, because he does a great job, and where would we be if we didn't have him doing this? You'd have to listen to me, but no, thank you, Tony, really, for everything. We do appreciate it. And again, thank you to everybody for coming, and you're all not listening anyway, but I appreciate it. Yeah, Steve Petty, thanks, Steve, and thanks, Matt, for doing the video. Everybody who might have missed this meeting, just remind them they can attend by watching the video online. Thanks again, everybody. I'll see you in the fall. It'll be great.